Hello and good morning, everybody. Back in the car. It's been a little while since we did a little crypto commute. So I just want to do a relatively quick just market update, mental check. Let's see how things are going. How are things going, guys? Right, the last 3 weeks, crypto in general has been going pretty much on the upside, right? It's been more up than lateral, which is great. At least if you've been paying attention, you should have noticed this. There's probably some other things you've noticed. I mean, Bitcoin, we crossed essentially 105K. When I checked this morning, we were at the upper 103s. Awesome. This has been our new stability line, is around 102, 104. Not a bad spot to see it. Right? Ethereum's been going up. It's been playing around 25 to 27. I actually did not check that one this morning. Shame on me. But good to see everything's going up and it's holding there, right? We're having higher highs on the daily and weekly endings. Last weekend, prices stayed up, which is always a good sign, because if you haven't noticed, crypto tends to go down on the weekends. So it was just really good to see it kept the line of support. And see if you guys notice this too, that market caps, when I've mentioned before about how they do matter to an extent, right? They should, or at least in my opinion, they should be part of your strategic planning for diversification and yada yada, or at least knowing what's going to likely happen to them. What I mean is, if you looked, a lot of the large caps, everything, retraced a little bit, but the large caps in general retraced a lot less. Right? Like I had hbar, for example, went from the lower 18 cents, I saw it go up to 22, and then it came down floating around 2021. Whereas some of the micro caps, Illuvium, I saw it go from about, I think it was 14 to just traced into 18, and now it's back down to 14 again, right? I saw there was several of them. That was just the best example off the top of my head. But a lot of micro caps went up and went right back down to essentially where they were. And again, this is a normal differentiation between the larger caps and micro caps. It's not good, it's not bad, it's what it is. Use it to your advantage if you have a method of doing so. But I'm looking at an all-time high for Bitcoin really soon, guys. Probably in the next 3 weeks, it could happen as easy as almost like on an any-day basis right now. Right? There's always a chance it goes down, right? If you ever wonder, can crypto go down lower? Yes, it can always fucking go lower. But I'm kind of expecting to hit a new all-time high. I don't think it's going to blast past the old record right away, unless there's some really big news that happens. I think we're going to touch and play around it as a resistance border. But there's definitely certain catalysts that can come out that makes it explode past it, right? Because, again, everything follows Bitcoin and then kind of Ethereum. Eventually that cycle might break, but we have no reason to think it hasn't right now. So we're looking for 110, or just really just hit 108.5, really. But 110 Bitcoin. See us go back into the 3,000 for Ethereum. And we're going to be playing with that really soon. Again, any day we could end up having it. I think it's going to be closer to 2 or 3 weeks from now. But what's a few catalysts that could really make this happen? Well, tariff news, right? We had the 90-day pause on everybody except for China coming from the U.S. And now just a couple days ago, we put the 90-day hold now on China. And those will end, within 90 days of them starting. Go figure. But so the majority of the world, I believe, I think it was like July 9th? June 9th? April, May, June. I think it was July 9th. Or somewhere abouts there where the tariffs are going to drop. Right? We're going to have almost all the deals done by then. The China 90-day tariff ends August, I want to say August 10th, but sometime in early to mid-August. And though these are going to be foreseeable catalysts, it still catches everyone off guard. So that's always going to be a big possibility. Rate cuts in June, maybe, right? Maybe. We're going to see what good old Jerome Powell has to say is coming closer to time. This month in May, he did not cut rates. But there was still enough good news that everything still went to the positive, right? We still had green that day, which was shocking to me. But I'm more than happy to be surprised in situations like that. So we have the rate cut possibility coming. Or maybe they'll just go ahead and continue saying, hey, do you know what? QT, let's do a flip. Let's ease up on a few things, print some money. Let's make this shit happen a little bit more. Be more than fine with a little bit more news on that front as well. You're going to notice that a lot of large crypto companies are going to start targeting their marketing efforts. And we're going to start seeing more and more just information about individual crypto companies coming out real soon because they know the market's getting hotter, right? They're going to time it because bullish news only matters if the market is bullish. Meaning we've had so much good news about a wide variety of crypto, including Bitcoin, but when the market sentiment's been down, it doesn't effing matter. It doesn't do a damn thing unless people are excited about crypto. Then good news matters. Bad news always matters, right? It doesn't matter if we're in a good mindset or bad mindset. Bad news always makes price action go down. Good news has to be timed. But we got a lot of individual crypto that have things set up to happen. We'll call it now until late summer. One that I'm more familiar with, again, hbar. They're going to have they're going to have a satellite. Elon Musk is going to send another satellite out into space using Hashgraph technology. Right? Last time this happened, Hedera went up about 300% in a week. Right? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I think hbar is going to go up another 300% when the next satellite goes up. I think it's going to be less, but I think it's still going to go up. I don't have a great number, an idea for you guys. I want to say probably on the low end at 20-30%. Again, it depends on how the sentiment of the market is. If they just announce, or it looks like there's going to be a rate cut, and then everyone gets reminded about the Hedera news at that same time, or roughly same time, that could make it go up an easy 100-150%. Right? Timing does matter on this, but good news, still awesome for it to happen. And again, there's a lot of other crypto that have things in the works as well. If there's a favorite crypto of yours that you're waiting for something big to happen, put it down in the comments below and I will share that information too. Because what's good for one crypto, believe it or not, is good for almost all crypto, specifically in the same narrative. All right? Crypto aren't competitors necessarily with each other. They are business-wise to an extent, but not for investments. Like, I would love to see great news for hbar because I'm a holder of hbar. I'm going to be so selfish about it. But second best is great news for other crypto in the same narrative. Like if there's great news about XRP, you bet your ass that Hedera is going to benefit some from that good news. And vice versa, if Hedera goes up 40-50%, XRP is probably going to piggyback on some of that too because they're very similar in terms of narrative or at least our investment perspective. So, not saying you have to keep an eye on everything that's similar to the coins that you own, but it can help, or at least expect certain things. And if you get into trading a little bit, might not be a bad thought to be more into similar coins. Because if you guys didn't know, mentioned a few times, I'm expecting this summer, I'm probably going to be doing a little bit more trading. I've been playing around with it, learning the ropes a little bit more, and I expect summer to be red because it usually is. And I see trading opportunities with that. If I'm wrong, then I'm making money by other means. I don't really care. But that's mostly it for this morning. I just wanted to come out here and say the sentiment still seems pretty good. There's a lot of catalysts and good news that are coming. Still holding to the concept that we're going to have an altcoin season between the second half of April and end of July, which, if you realize we're in that time frame, we'll find out how right or wrong I was. And then prepare for a likely double top at the end of the quarter. End of the year in quarter 4, maybe Q1. But things are going to get exciting, guys. And just FYI, when we're in altcoin season, if this is your first rodeo, or maybe it's your second, and we need a little reminder, it does not mean everything just goes up. It actually means there's going to be a shit ton of volatility, and your emotions are going to be screwed with so much. So prepare. Look at charts last time. See if you can get used to that a little bit. But there's going to be some heavy swings. It's going to be a riot. So let me know in the comments below how things are going for you. What are your thoughts? Do you think there's any other catalysts that I missed? I'm sure there are. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, thank you for being here. I'll catch you guys again in the next one. Peace.